Welcome to White Tarot, where the reader is bubbly, but the readings can get dark, really dark, very dark. Last night, I don't know if any of you guys follow me on my White Door Tarot page on Facebook. If you don't, please do follow. But sometimes I post readings there just because I don't think it's really worth a video, or I get pulled, but I don't feel like doing a video. But anyway, so I did a reading, and oh man, did it get harsh. It was very much, it wasn't even tough love. Like that was just this is your final warning kind of thing. And then, yeah. So sometimes it be that way. So we'll see why I was getting pulled to do a reading today. I don't usually use this deck on this channel. Actually, matter of fact, I never use this deck on this channel. But for some reason, this was the one that wanted to come through today. So we shall see. Okay. Four of Pentacles, Ace of Wands in reverse. Oh. Okay. Three of Cups. Five of Wands. Okay. King of Cups. Knight of Swords. Seven of Swords. I almost wonder if this is for the same person. Okay. King of Pentacles in the reverse. Three of Swords in the reverse. Advice? Did I flip it that? Okay, so it's upright then. Okay. So for the advice card, the Page of Swords. What I'm getting here is someone that accidentally caused conflict, which is kind of an odd dynamic. But it's almost like oh, I messed up, but not even on purpose kind of thing. It's like you didn't cause the conflict because you wanted to cause conflict. And it wasn't meant to become conflict. It's just that there's a lot of self-doubt and self-preservation at play here. I say that because the Four of Pentacles is about holding on to your resources, right? And also trying not to overgive is another one that's coming out big here. Trying not to overgive. But coming out with the Ace of Wands, this almost feels like you're trying so hard not to overgive that you didn't give anything. You undergave. Like that's what I'm getting here, is that you undergave. It's almost like like let's say you're talking to somebody new and they're like, yeah, I really like this person, but I made the mistake before of giving too much in a relationship, let's say. So this time around, I'm gonna be a little more held back. I'm gonna be a little more conservative this time with my energy and with like how much I show this person that I like them. It's like, even if you really, really like them, you're just like, I'm cool. I'm good. Kind of thing. Yeah, that's what I'm getting here. It's like you were so worried about overgiving that you undergave. Three of Cups coming out with the Five of Wands. Yeah, that just indicates to me that there's a want for reconciliation or, harmony. And I'm reading from the viewpoint of the person that this reading is for. Like, I know a lot of readers like just kind of to save views or try to avoid getting canceled. They're just like, oh, energies are interchangeable. And I mean, they can be, but energies are interchangeable. This might not be about you. Don't hate me. Don't yell at me. We don't do that here at White Door Tarot. No. I'm calling you out. Whoever's watching this, this is you. Three of Cups, there's a want for reconciliation from this Five of Wands. And like with the King of Cups and the Knight of Swords here, what I'm feeling is that there's a lot of emotion going on the inside, but it's not showing. Like if this was a Knight of Cups, okay, then I would feel this more even flow of, you know, the emotions generated on the inside versus how they're communicated or projected outward. But it almost feels like there's just like a very intellectualized version of these emotions. If there even is any communication, it's almost like that communication just comes out. It doesn't express how much you actually care. And I just blurted that out. So I guess that was it. It doesn't express how much you actually care. Seven of Swords in the reverse, King of Pentacles in the reverse, Three of Swords in the reverse. It's almost like I don't know why I just stuck my finger in my mouth. It's almost like I'm getting a mix of things here. So the Seven of Swords is about deception. King of Pentacles in the reverse tells me that on one layer there was deception over how steady you really were. And then on the other hand, also there's a lot of like hidden pain. It's like you're still carrying, maybe that's why you started out as the Four of Pentacles. It's like you're still carrying a lot of baggage from the past and you hid all that. Like you hid. It's like you projected stability when on the inside you're not there. The advice card is pretty straightforward. It's just the Page of Swords. It's communicate. That's it. Communicate. You know, and I have a hard time communicating my emotions. Um, but I practice it by not worrying about coming across as weird. Like there's no pretty way to express tough emotions, you know? So basically get it out. Just spit it out. Like that's what I practice at least. It's like sometimes I almost turn into like an HR person in the way that I communicate how I feel. It's like uh yes, this was very painful to me, you know, kind of like I almost become robotic because I don't know how to get emotional. I'm a Libra moon for God's sakes. Like, but that's kind of the energy that I'm getting here. It's like there's a lot of there's a lot of emotion here, you know, between the King of Cups and the Three of Swords in the reverse and the King of Pentacles in the reverse. You feel unsteady. You feel pain. You still carry a lot of baggage. You're traumatized from something. Um, but you're holding it all back. And in holding it all back, you're making the other person feel like you don't care about them. Let's pull some cards. How's the other person feeling this? The other person feels like the Ten of Swords. See, I love this deck because it almost finishes my sentences. Like, see, the other person feels the Ten of Swords, but that doesn't seem to be how you're intending any of this. Like, you care a lot. You care a lot. You like them a lot. It's just, well, let's clarify again. How do you feel about this other person? Page of Pentacles in reverse, missed opportunity. So you definitely saw them as an opportunity. Queen of Cups. There you go. You like this person. And they like you, but they're heartbroken because of a misunderstanding. Now that's a waste. You know, in my opinion, that's a waste. It's such a waste when two people that love and care about each other can't rise to the occasion to make it work. That is just an absolute shame. Anything else? Oh my God. You know what just fell? The Four of Wands. The Four of Wands. This has potential, y'all. See, that's the thing. Let me go on a rant. Let me go on a rant. In relationships, it doesn't matter if you're twin flames, doesn't matter if you're soulmates, doesn't matter if you are so compatible together on paper. If you're not emotionally there, it won't work. That's the thing about relationships, is that it's just a ball of potential unless both people are ready and willing to put in the work to build together. And I think that that is just the biggest shame in the world. Like it's just so, like watching it happen when two people that would be great together just cannot make it work because they don't know how to communicate. That's the thing, is like a lot of the time relationships, actually 99% of the time relationships fail because of a lack of communication or a misunderstanding of how communication works, you know? Because communication isn't just about talking about how you feel, it's also about receiving how the other person feels and striving to understand one another. That is what communication is. Like, even if you struggle to articulate yourself, even just trying, like saying something like, hey, I don't want you to misunderstand me, but I don't exactly know how to articulate this either, so I'm just going to spit out everything that I feel. Will Can we sort it out once it's out, and then they'll do the same, and then you kind of bring your stuff together and you go, okay, what do we do with this, because it's clear that you both care about each other. The potential for a four of wands, is there. It's that this is the happy ending. I look at it. Look at it. Look. That's celebration, That's stability. That's happiness. That's a freaking church. That's a congratulations, you're married now card. You know what I mean? Like, it's there. The potential is there. It's just you're holding back. The other person is misunderstanding you. You're not saying anything to clarify anything. You're hiding how much baggage you carry. Unload it. That's what relationships are for. And nobody goes into a relationship 100%. Nobody goes into a relationship fully healed. You don't have to be fully healed to get into a relationship with someone else, but both of you have to be willing to heal together instead of carrying your shit on your own. This is tragic. No wonder they were calling for me to pull on this deck. Like, this is tragic. This is a waste. And it all started because somebody was worried about coming across as too much. Oh, I carry too much baggage. Oh, I'm not as steady as I seem to be. I don't have it all together. Nobody does. That's why people team up. Oh my god. Oh my god, I need to chill. Yeah, it's almost like there's just so much feeling, and people don't know how to use their words. This isn't a missed opportunity. These are the cards that I pulled when I asked about how you feel about this person. This isn't a missed opportunity. You can fix this. You can fix this, but you got to talk. See? Five of Pentacles in reverse. You can come back out from out in the cold. You can come back in from the cold. There you go. See, I told you I suck at articulating myself, but I try. The potential's there. And you know what? Again, here at White Dark Tarot, we don't do the whole, oh, it might be the cross watcher, it might not be you. Don't cancel me. I'm scared about making anybody mad. We don't do that here. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you. I say go get her. I say go say something. Say, hey, I didn't mean for it to turn into all this. I was really just afraid, because I didn't know how to express myself. That's all this is somebody that doesn't know how to express themselves. Let's get a better read on the other person. What's going on with the other person? Six of Wands in reverse, the Fool, Ace of Swords in reverse. Dude, they're already trying to heal from you. Yeah, they're already trying to heal from you. But you know what? There is a small window There is a small window where you can talk to somebody. The moon, Six of Swords, yeah, they're struggling too. The moon is about fear and subconscious. Six of Swords in the challenge position, trying to move on to calmer waters. They're struggling. So if you're gonna fix it, now's your chance. That's what this feels like. If you're gonna fix it, now's your chance. Go talk to him. Say, I'm sorry. I didn't mean for it to turn into all this. Here are my reasons for being so closed off. But I want to connect moving forward. I will communicate the best that I can. It's going to be a work in progress, but these are my intentions. My intentions are that I care about you. I want you in my life, and I want to connect with you, and I want to build something great with you. But this is going to take work, and I'm willing to do my part in the work. That's all this takes. That is all that this takes. It is really that simple. Because, I mean, when you think about children, how kids are, they're just kind of like, one of them just punches the other one in the face, and then the one that got punched is like, what the fuck, and then the other one's just like, I'm sorry, having bad day, and then the other one's just like, okay, we're friends again. It's really that simple with kids, and like deep down, us adults, like, we complicate everything, we overcomplicate everything, but deep down it really is that simple. All anybody wants to know is that you're sorry and you care. That's it. So if you're in this position where you're losing someone because you hid things from them, or you didn't know how to communicate to them just how much you care, you held back so much that they thought that you don't, and you came in closed off and more focused on self-preservation than actual connection, and you let them think that, and then you let them walk away, and now they're trying to heal from you but kind of failing. Dude, all this takes to repair, I know this looks like a mess, but all this takes to repair is an I'm sorry, and a genuine one. And I'm sorry, I'm going to do better. And mean it. Accountability goes a long way. Accountability, vulnerability, communication, they go a long way. When two people connect, if they're both willing to make it work, it'll work. Because that's really all it takes, is the willingness to make it work. Then it becomes a balancing act between trying not to like lose yourself in that connection, or trying not to, conform so much to make it work. But basically, you can retain your identity, you can retain your individuality, you can be who you are while making it work with another person, just with sheer willpower. Yeah, sheer willpower. Everybody can get along. Maybe that's my Libra moon talking. But I really want to see this work, because both of you are heartbroken over each other. And that's just such a shame, because this really feels like it was just all a misunderstanding, and that this could have been fixed. And this could have turned into something really good. I know that a lot of people say that, like the 10 of Cups or the Lovers, or, whatever, are like the ultimate love cards. For me, it's the Four of Wands. Maybe that's also because I'm a Taurus. But this is stability. This is a culmination of your efforts. This is the end, the happy ending that people get when they build together. That's what this feels like. But when you're building together, you can't get stingy with your materials. You can't get stingy with your energy. I don't believe that a relationship, like a romantic relationship, has to be the end all be all for people. I don't think that that's a healthy way to look at it. Like, that your partner is your entire world. I I don't think that that is healthy. You need to have a whole solar system. You need to have community. You need to have, even if you're estranged from your blood family, your blood relatives, like, you can build yourself a makeshift family, kind of like Stitch from Lilo and Stitch. That's kind of how I live my life. I ended up building my own family, and your partner is a planet in that solar system. Like, they're significant, but they're not everything. And I think that that is a healthier approach to relationships. But to build a romantic relationship, there can be no holdbacks. Actually, to build any relationship, you have to be earnest, you have to be sincere. The problem with relationships nowadays is that everybody's kind of calculating. Everybody's doing this. I don't want to come across like I care too much. I don't want to come across like I'm desperate, or like I like them more than they like me. Everybody's afraid to be the one that's liked a little less in the relationship. But you can't be like that. You can't build something healthy on math. It's too strategic the way people connect nowadays. And maybe that's what you were doing. You were trying to be strategic. But that's exactly why relationships break down, is when people are more concerned with self-preservation than actual connection. So, yeah, you go say sorry. Go say this isn't what you meant to happen, and fix it. They're waiting to hear from you. Three of Pentacles, planning. Yeah, start planning. Start drafting your message. Nine of Wands, persistent hope. There we go. And the Sun. Boom. Go get him. You can do this. I am a romantic at heart. I love setting people up. Like, actually, in my personal life, I've set up 3 couples that wound up married and with child. And I'm actually quite proud of that. As for myself, nah. But I am a romantic at heart. So my advice with this, go get him. Go get him, Tiger. Fix this. Because you can. You can and you should. Don't let stupid things like pride and ego get in the way of a real connection with real potential. And if, let's say 3 years down the line it flops, at least you tried. At least you gave it your best shot. But remember, relationships, any kind of relationship, takes being earnest, sincere, and vulnerable, and accountable. Accountability is a big one. Communication is another big one. Don't try to ride the times with this. It's exactly that. That's why people are so disconnected from one another, because they're too calculating. They're too calculating to genuinely connect anymore. But you can't build anything healthy on that. So if you're aiming for healthy, bring your baggage, unpack, show them, this is my baggage. And now that all my baggage is out, I'm scared that you're going to hurt me. Go ahead and say it. Because another thing that's kind of coming to mind right now is almost like you don't feel like you're worthy of love or connection because you have that baggage. Yeah, you are. A lot of people, I don't know where this comes from. Maybe it's the woo woo people. Maybe it's toxic positivity. Maybe it's the spiritual crowd. I don't know. But people seem to think that you have to be at 100% to be loved or to be ready for love. No, you don't. You can show up wounded. Everybody's wounded. And everybody will be on the journey of healing until the day they die, quite frankly. There is no end to this. So if you wait until you're ready to connect with someone, it's never going to happen, because you never will be. It's like the more you heal, the more wounded you realize you are. But you do have to be ready in the sense that you know how to communicate that you're wounded, how to speak instead of lash out. You need to know how to play nice and explain yourself, because now you're accountable to somebody else. That's kind of the responsibility of connection, right? Is keeping the other person in the loop and letting them know how you feel, being transparent with them so that they know where they stand. I mean, that's kind of just respect, right? Is giving the other person the freedom to make an educated choice decision. So, yeah, as long as you can do that, you're good and you can make this work. It really doesn't take much to make a relationship work. It's just a lot of people kind of get caught up in the self preservation side of things. They worry more about getting hurt or giving too much or getting used or getting hurt, or they worry too much about being calculated. And that's why we see things like this where two people could have been so good together and it doesn't work because they're not honest with each other. But relationships take vulnerability. And vulnerability is not hard to give if you get your head out of your ass. So, good luck. Go get them. And send pics of your babies when they happen. Bye.